G'day guys, my name is CJ. These are the TCL Moveaudio S600 true wireless earbuds, and these little babies have active noise cancelling. Are they worth it though? Let's take a look. Like it or not, we live in a world where the standard for true wireless earbuds with the active noise cancelling are the AirPods Pros. At least it is for iPhone users. For everyone else with an Android phone, well, it's a little bit more complicated because there are genuinely a lot of great options out there. And if you're watching this video, then you're probably in the market for a decent set of noise cancelling earbuds such as these. And it's not like you can't use these with an iPhone, because you definitely can, but I'd imagine more people with an Android phone would be interested in these rather than iPhone users. So let's talk about the design first. The Moveaudio S600s come in white or black versions, and from a design perspective, it's very much an AirPods Pro inspired look, with a clean plastic casing design, swappable silicone buds and stalk, and it's all stuck together really tightly, and whilst lightweight, it doesn't feel cheap. It also has an IP54 water resistance rating, so it'll survive even the sweatiest of gym junkies and survives a jog if you're caught in the rain. Now the AirPods inspired design even extends down to the case with its glossy plastic construction coupled with silver accents around the USB port and hinge and that little indicator LED on the front. On the side, you've got the pairing button, keeping the design overall a really nice and clean look. Now, since using it for the last few months, the case has taken a bit of a beating, but from a distance, it hides those scratches really well. But the closer you look, you can see all the little blemishes and scratches all over the place. But then you'd expect that for such a glossy design. So let's talk about using the headphones themselves. These little guys use Bluetooth 5.0 and can stream music codecs including SBC and AAC, and that's pretty standard. And it does become a bit of an issue as we'll talk about a bit later. But to start with, the S600s have Google Fast Pair, which is like Google's version of Apple's pairing screen when you open up a set of new AirPods. With a brand new set of S600s, your Android phone will bring up a connecting prompt when you open up the case, and it pairs with a very simple tap. It also gives you information about the state of charge for the earbuds and case, so a pretty nice experience overall. Then using the earbuds themselves is pretty straightforward, if not slightly awkward ergonomically. When you look at the buds directly sitting inside the case, the one on the right is the right earbud and so forth. But because how it's oriented inside the case, it is slightly awkward to take out. You need to pull it out, then spin it around to place it in your ears. Not a big deal, but I'd say it's a little less seamless than say the AirPods Pro, which is straight out and in. But it is pretty similar to the cheaper AirPods though, so swings and roundabouts. But once in the ear, it plays a little notification chime to indicate the connection and it's ready to go. And it'll do that every time because it's got sensors to detect when it's in the ear or not, pausing the media when you take an earbud out and then resuming it when it's popped back inside. Now the earbuds themselves are pretty comfortable to wear, and for my ears, the standard medium-sized buds are just about right, but it does come with smaller and larger sizes depending on your ears. Now there aren't vents on these guys like the AirPods Pros do, so prolonged use can get a little sweaty and even a little uncomfortable from the pressure buildup. I did find I occasionally had to take them out after an hour or two, as it did start irritating the skin inside my ear canals. Now on both stalks, there is a touch sensitive area that can be programmed to perform different functions. To do this, you'll have to download the TCL Move app available for both Android and iOS, which is easy enough to do, but for my use case, a long touch allows me to cycle between full active noise cancelling and transparency mode. Single and double taps control play, pause, and skipping between songs. You can also set them to control volume, or you can use it to activate Google Assistant as well. Now in terms of responsiveness, they do a really great job at hitting the balance for sensitivity and reliability. It's not so sensitive that a light brush registers a touch, and it's also not so sluggish to the point where you have to smack the side of your head to trigger one either. It's just right. But I would have loved the touch sensitivity to extend down the stalk to allow volume control with a slide. But alas, for a product at this price, it's just not meant to be. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this design. Now let's talk about sound quality. Now, I'm no audiophile, but I do appreciate good audio quality in speakers and, of course, headphones. The S600s have overall really good sound quality. It's got a good balance of mids and highs, and it does push a bit more bass as a crowd pleaser. It's got a pretty full soundstage. It's certainly not the crispiest and most detailed sound experience, but as an all-rounder from music to TV shows and movies, the sound it produces is warmed, detailed enough, and I'd say for the average user, it's gonna be pretty great. It's the kind of earbuds that you just set up and use. It'll satisfy most users. But when we talk about sound quality with Bluetooth earbuds, another factor we need to consider is the codec in which it's being transmitted. As mentioned before, these X600 transmit in AAC or SBC, which are two of the most commonly used codecs. Now, iPhones deal primarily in AAC, and iPhones tend to eke the absolute maximum quality out of that codec. On Android phones, SBC is typically the default, and it generally transmits less information compared to AAC, meaning sound quality is a bit worse. It can also do AAC, but then I've found it to be a little unreliable at times with occasional choppy playback and also not sounding quite as nice as the same song being played on an iPhone. Now, there are aptX codecs available for Android phones which transmit higher quality streams, but that's not available in these guys. So if you're looking for the absolute maximum listening experience, you're probably not going to find it here. Now, we can't talk about sound quality and compare this to things like the AirPods Pros without also talking about noise cancelling. Now, whilst the S600s are an in-ear design which provides a level of passive noise cancelling by blocking out the outside world, these S600s also add an extra level of active noise cancelling, and I love that active noise cancelling is becoming a much more common feature in wireless earbuds. The active noise cancelling in these little guys is good, but not great. It's never going to match a set of over-ear cans with noise cancelling like QC35s or the AirPods Studios, but at a stretch, it'll do a good job at cancelling out ambient sounds on things like your everyday commute, or if you're working out at the gym. In the most noisy situations like construction sites or flying in planes, it'll certainly let in some more ambient noise, but it'll at least dial down the volume a notch to make listening a little bit more comfortable. And this is really important not only for improving the listening experience, but it also has benefits in protecting your ears because the earbuds don't really need to be cranked all the way up to 11 to overcome or compete with the sound around you. So long term, you're also not causing as much damage to your hearing, which is really important but a low-key benefit of active noise cancelling headphones. But yes, noise cancelling is decent, and the transparency mode is also pretty good at transmitting external sounds, which makes it useful for things like listening for announcement at train stations or airports, but it does sound a little muffled whilst using it. Again, it's not class leading, but it'll do the job. Now, one really nice benefit of totally wireless earbuds is that they work really well as hands-free devices for phone calls, and the S600 has 6 microphones, 3 per earbud, which on paper should provide a good level of noise cancelling for voice calls and Zoom meetings. Now, these microphones are very directional, meaning they effectively listen for the off-axis sound and subtract it before sending it on to the listener. This basically means you get pretty decent microphone quality, but you need to make sure that you're speaking in the direction of the stalk so it's positioned properly. What do you guys think of the audio quality? Let me know in the comments section below. Then finally, battery life. The S600s, according to TCL, are rated to have listening times of up to 8 hours without noise cancelling, or about 6.2 hours with noise cancelling. Now, from my rough experience, I'd say that's just about on the money with that estimate. And even if you do rinse through that listening time, with the charging case fully charged, it can recharge both earbuds twice before the whole thing will need a complete charge. And even if it did, that wouldn't be an issue either, as 10 minutes of charging via the USB port will give an hour of listening time. And then if you're using it casually at work or home, you can place the charging case on a Qi wireless charging pad and you can juice it up passively whilst you're working. It's super convenient. So after all that, is the S600 worth looking at? Well, over the last few months, I've used it at home, work, or out in town, and the S600 has been a really pleasant experience. Straight out of the box, the S600s have shown a level of consistency and reliability that I've really enjoyed. They're comfortable to use, they've got decent battery life, audio quality is pretty great, and as an overall package, it's been really solid. I don't mind how it looks either, even if it is a bit of an AirPods Pro clone. Even with the customizable touch controls, it's almost never failed or done something I didn't want it to, like pausing when I wanted to skip a track or vice versa. And whilst it could do with more codec compatibility and its noise cancelling isn't exactly class leading, it still achieves a decent level of noise suppression to improve the listening experience. So starting at around 199 Australian dollars or 99 US dollars, they are priced around the same level as standard AirPods, but coupling in AirPods Pro level features. Now there are definitely other brands that compete at this price range with features from JBL and Anker, but I believe the S600s are still a decent shout for the features you get. Links will be in the description below. But what do you think of the TCL Moveaudio S600s? Sure, it could probably do with a better name, but would you buy it? Or what would you compare it to? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for making it this far. If you enjoyed it, give us a like, subscribe for more, and ding the bell icon so you don't miss out. Stay safe out there, and of course, say good day to your mum for me. Cheers.